All right, today my guest is Okpeyemi Yekini. He's a Senior Programs and Evaluation Manager at Nigerian Business Coalition Against AIDS, NIBUCA. He's also a development strategist and adolescent reproductive sexual health program and gender rights interventionist within and outside Nigeria. Welcome to Lens on Africa.
Thank you very much.
All right. So today we're marking World AIDS Day, which was celebrated yesterday. So I want us to start our conversation with you shedding more light on this year's theme, which is let communities lead. Can you talk to us about that? Wow. What does that mean?
What a wonderful theme for this year, let the community lead. Okay. We have been on this fight for the past 35 years, and multi-sectoral approach applied. All the sectors, they've been part of the fight from the beginning. However, the theme for this year is significant in the sense that we've achieved a lot. However, we still have a long way to go. Okay. And that's why when the communities are fully involved from the design to the level of implementation, they take the responsibility and they have that sense of ownership. Okay. And that's why the team is apt, and it's something that I want to appreciate UNAIDS. I want to appreciate the United Nations generally for giving us this team. Okay. In Nigeria alone, we've seen, because the campaign, the commemoration actually started a week long, and we've been on it from the 25th of this particular month, and I mean last month, that's November, up to this, and even till the 12th of this month, December, the commemoration continues, because we have a kind of a 2-week-long activities. Okay. The community, who are the community? The people who are living together, doing things together, working together, reasoning together, interacting together. It's not limited to geolocation. It's not limited to a coordinate, but group of people thinking, working, relating, associating together. And when you involve them directly, they, first of all, appreciate your effort. Number two, they also see it as a way for them to contribute. Not only that, they also ensure that they sustain the support you are giving to them. And at times, we believe in the past that when you are going to the community, you may not actually get the resources that you are actually looking for. You come with the resources. No. This team has made us to realize that most of the resources you are actually bringing from outside, they are within the community.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Now, talking about community leadership, how do you see community leadership in particular being pivotal to the ending of this HIV and AIDS scourge by 2030 as projected?
Obvious, very obvious. Okay. Now, if you look at the SDG goal 3.3, that's goal 3, target 3. Goal 3 talks about healthy lives, living a healthy life for all, and ensure healthy living for all. Now, you discover that government alone cannot achieve that. Okay. You discover no matter the amount of money you pump into that, in fact, 50% of the responsibility belongs to the community people. And that's what we have realized, that even when you say, okay, this is the program I have for the community. Did you inform them from the beginning? Now, I want to use a case study of where we are working. I'm just coming from that place right now. Okay. That's Kurudu district in FCT. Now, we went to Kurudu district. We carried out stakeholders analysis, and we also carried out the need assessment, and we discovered that the community have a lot to offer. Okay. Then we planned together for this World AIDS Day. We had 3 days program to plan, and they suggested series of activities they actually need in that community. One of them, is the Stakeholders Engagement Forum, whereby you bring the head of different groups, the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, then the market women, the youth leaders, the group of people living with HIV, then the earth workers, then the settlers. Let me use that word. So now, when they suggested, they on their own, without requesting for anything, they went around and informed them, and they ensured that they all attended. We had that meeting this morning. So now, and they have given themselves the mandate and declaration of commitment that even before 2030, they are getting to zero in the area of new infection in Kurudu district. I'm telling you of what they told me. I'm talking about the amalgamation of all the leaders. No, so they are already taking the leadership role. But what I observe is that we gave them the opportunity to decide what they really want for themselves. So when you're going forward, when you're talking about the HIV intervention, when we really want to get to zero, we want to end it by 2030, give that leadership role to the community. Yours is to guide, yours is to support, yours is to mentor, yours is to give them the enabling environment. And before you know it, like I'm still repeating that of Kurudu district. They have said it, you are targeting 2030, but they said by 2028 they are ending anything that has to do with stigma and discrimination in Kurudu district. They are ending any form of stigma, any form of maybe lack of care for the people living with HIV. So the leadership role should be given holistically to the community leaders.
All right, that's fantastic, because my next question was going to be, are there any communities you could pinpoint that have made giant strides? And this is a good example. However, I'm curious to know, what is the level of education in this area, in that community, using Kurudu community as an example? Because we know that even up until 2023, there are still people who, well, maybe because of lack of information, still stigmatize people who are living with HIV and AIDS. So what is the level of awareness and education in this regard concerning stigma?
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to appreciate the government of Federal Republic of Nigeria for gazetting anti-discrimination law of 2014. If you look at that, we need to do more by sensitizing the people to get to know the content and to digest, to live with the content in that Anti-Discrimination Act 2014. Now, Kurudu as a case study, I want to give you a sample of what happened today. A man shared a story about the daughter of his own younger sister, who was being perpetually stigmatized and discriminated against in the village, to the point that the young lady ran away from the village and moved to Kurudu. The level of education in Kurudu is wonderful. The man accepted the lady, and every month he told us today that he will go with the lady to the hospital for the lady to get her drug. Not only that, he will ensure that the lady takes the drug at the right time. Not only that, he also ensured that the lady got married at the appropriate time. So now, what I saw there is that the level of education is something that is appreciable in Kurudu district. However, it has to be sustained. Because in the sense that there are new people coming into Kurudu, that same Kurudu today, we asked a question. And one of them asked themselves, within themselves, I said, if the person that is going to provide the food today for us is someone who put a sticker, I'm living with HIV, but I'm a restaurant, I provide food, my food is the best in Kurudu, will you people eat it? About 5 people rose up their hand. I will not eat it. They were so frank. That means we still have a group of people that need to be carried along more, that need to be sensitized more, that needs to be given more fat. Because we still have this myth and misconception about the issue of HIV and AIDS. And that is why I thank God for family life and HIV education in our schools. They are doing that. I made inquiry about that. They are doing that. I met with the in charge of Kurudu PHC, Primary Health Care Center, and he told me that they go around every time, especially among the pregnant women, to sensitize them. But we still have a lot to do with the young people who are always mobile. Sorry for that. Let's talk about other communities. How do we replicate the success
of Kurudu in other communities? Because, I mean, Nigeria has 774 local governments. We haven't talked about, you know, the villages and the settlements. So how do you think we can replicate this success?
Thank you very much. That's exactly what Nibuka and others, that's what we are doing. Like,
so you're saying the responsibility rests on civil society organizations?
Civil society, because they are the ones that live with the people. Now, you talk, okay, civil society, they live with the people, they eat with the people, they communicate with the people, they wake up with the people. So now, it's that we need to give that responsibility more to the civil society with the support of the MDAs, that's ministry, department, and agencies. That's one. The issue of HIV is like a football match. Let me use that example. A lot of us believe that we've gone far. So the national prevalence now is 1.4%. The number of people living with HIV in Nigeria is between 1.7 million to 1.9 million. We don't know. In 1986, the first case was detected in a 13-year-old girl, a granule seller between Ogun State and Lagos State. And as at then, we had only one case in Nigeria, but there is no LGA. You just mentioned 774 LGAs without mentioning the communities that you will not find a person living with the virus, because only one case metamorphosized and we are now everywhere. So the civil society, we need to give them, one, the mandate, the support. Three, we need to give them enabling environment. Now again, I want to use this medium to plead with the government that we need budgetary allocation for us to end this issue of HIV by 2030. We can no longer depend on the foreign donor. They've done a lot. The development partner, but at this time, we need to take the responsibility. We need to ensure that no matter how meager it may be, in all the ministries, in all the departments, in all the agencies, there must be budgetary allocation for us to address the issue of prevention, issue of treatment, issue of management, and care for those that are already living with it. We cannot rest now. We are already at the injury time. We need to fight this battle to the end. If the best team ever, they give their best at the injury time. We are already getting to the zero from almost 5-point-something% as back at 2001. We are talking about 1.1% now. So we are actually doing well. I want to appreciate the federal government of Nigeria, the president, all the governors, all the legislators, the Senate, the House of Reps, the House of Assembly, for the work well done. However, we need their support more now. And I want to also appreciate the government for establishing HIV Trust Fund of Nigeria. That alone is the biggest success ever, being led by my CEO, my MD, in person of Dr. Jeku Oso Emene. See, with this HIV Trust Fund of Nigeria, if every Nigerian can donate just $10, if every Nigerian can donate just $10 to that trust fund, we will not over-depend again on the foreign donor. Because the foreign donor we are talking about, also they are striving to gather money to be able to support us. We too, on our own, we can do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Now let's talk about this particular community approach. Are there any inhibitions, or is it, you know, perfect all the way? Are there any, you know?
Resources.
Inhibitions, resources, that's what you're saying?
That's one. Two. Poor knowledge of mode of transmission. Mode of transmission is still a challenge.
Can you break that down a little bit more?
Let me break that. Some people, you know, in all our communities, we are having newcomers every day. We are having young people growing up every day. And we are having some cultural practices as well. Now, the knowledge of most of the newcomers coming to different communities, the young people growing up, we need to bring them up to speed, in the sense that the information we have It's just like if you see most of the businesses that do their adverts on NTA International and others, they do it continuously because they know that the same group of people you had yesterday, they may not be the same group of people you have today. So the information, access to correct information about HIV and AIDS should be everywhere. It should not be limited to only for our schools, at the marketplace, any religious centers. In fact, just to add to what I'm saying, you know, I mentioned it earlier on, we agreed in Kurudu now that in every prayer, at least we have 5 prayers in our central mosque in Kurudu. At least one of these 5 times prayer we have, one of them we are inserting HIV prevention strategies and other issues related to how to get to zero on stigma, how to get to zero on new infection, how to get to zero on death related to hate in Kurudu. So it's an agreement. That means in our central mosque in Kurudu now, every day the worshipper hear about it. The reverend and the pastors that attended, they also made that commitment. The traditional leaders in attendance today also made that commitment that anytime they have a function, in fact, they made the request that we should make a big banner that is going to be permanent at the palace. That's the palace of the Akimi of Kurudu district. That whoever is coming, either political groups, either the diplomat, or either the youth, they will see the bold message. At this palace, stigma and discrimination forbidden.
All right.
And we are going to do that everywhere in that community.
That's
now,
laudable.
not only that, you talk about what are some of the challenges. Not only that, we also observe that the issue of people living with HIV at the point of getting married. At the point of getting married, they usually have some challenges. I want to cite a practical example briefly.
All right,
just briefly. There's this young lady. They've all agreed, both the boyfriend and the girlfriend and the family were all aware about it. Just a day to the introduction, to the wedding, the family of the man sent a message to her, please, over their dead body, for their own son to marry you. What this lady did was that she brought out her 2 SIM cards and broke the 2 SIM cards. We were supposed to have program together. We tried calling her, we couldn't get her. So we sent someone to check on her. We discovered that she was at the point of making some wrong decision. And it took us, now you can see, the little discrimination you think is little, the little stigma you think is little, can wipe away the knowledge of an individual that we have been building for the past almost 10 years. That lady happened to be a resource person that we have been working together. But that stigma, that kind of discrimination wiped away all our knowledge, all our understanding, all our zeal, all our commitment, all our passion about getting to zero. So I want to plead sincerely to all the stakeholders in Nigeria and beyond. Let us join hands together to end discrimination. Let us join hands together to end new infection, and by doing so is by showing love, by encouraging those living with it. And I want to say, at the home front, we observe that most of the people, they actually they inculcated the culture of discrimination from home. So our parents, please talk to your children.
All right.
Discrimination forbidden at the home front, discrimination forbidden at the community level, discrimination forbidden at any function, discrimination forbidden at any level, be it at the office, media. I want to plead with our media to please, discrimination forbidden.
Thank you very much, sir. The message is loud and clear. Discrimination is absolutely forbidden because you never can tell the state of mind that person is in at the particular point in time. I've been speaking with Okpayemi Yekini. He's a senior programs and evaluation manager at Nigeria Business Coalition Against AIDS, NIBUCA. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Wow, thank you very much. And I want to thank all our viewers worldwide. Continue to watch NTA International.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.